Hey YouTube, it's your Kage of Anime. Today I'm going to be doing an anime review on Boruto Naruto Next Generations episode 159. Now if you like anime content like this, remember to subscribe, press that like button if you like this video, and turn on your notifications so you get notified when I post. Before I do a review on Boruto episode 159, I want to do a quick recap on Boruto episode 158. So what practically happened was Boruto and Team 7 were assigned the mission to find a missing person. They found out that missing person went allegedly missing when he was a part of a research team that belonged to a company called R&D, who makes prosthetics. Well, anyway, they found out that the company belongs to Victor. If you guys don't know, Victor is one of the members of Kara, which makes him kind of strong and a monster in terms of power. Anyway, Victor and his search team combines forces with Boruto and Team 7, find Mr. Anato on a cliff, he's looking kind of drugged up, and he starts to attack Team 7. Okay guys, so Boruto episode 159 starts off where they left it on Boruto episode 158, when they find Mr. Anato looking kind of weird and drunk on a cliff or cliffside area, until his skin's looking very gray. And if I don't show all the videos, mind you that I don't feel like getting copyrighted and re-editing the whole video. And he's looking kind of old and gray, but isn't he the same age as his wife? So he could be looking kind of light. Until he turns around and looks kind of like a drunk zombie. I mean, he's drooling. He has like a little beard there. I don't know. And his eyes are kind of rolly. So I don't know if he's dead or not, but he's looking like a zombie. I don't even know if there's any zombies in Naruto. But apparently he's crazy fast, and he lunges at Konohamaru and Team 7. Konohamaru managed to dodge his attack. So is Boruto with that nice backflip. I don't know how these ninja can jump so high, especially Boruto and Naruto. Until out of nowhere, this guy just kicks him or smacks him in the face. Wow, he smacked him hard. Boruto went flying. It looks like a kick. If this guy's a zombie and looks like he's drunk, how did he manage to do a perfect kick? Anyway, Boruto goes flying, and he hits the ground at some point. Konohamaru says, "Let's restrain Mr. Anato immediately." Okay, so after Konohamaru sets the plan of action to restrain Mr. Anato, Team 7 and Mr. Mujito go, I'm just going to call him Mujito from now on, they get into position. Boruto is still on the floor talking about Mia. I made a promise to Mia. I don't even think they're going to show Mia in this episode. And when I saw Victor, I assumed these episodes were going to be non-filler, but I've never seen anything like this inside the manga, so I'm guessing this is still a filler. And Mia's irrelevant. I don't even know why he's still talking about her. And then we see Victor on the side of a cliff, an opposite parallel cliff from where they're standing, and he looks like he's watching over them. I really want to see Victor fight and interfere, because technically, just being a Kara member, that default makes you at least the 200 strongest living people in the Naruto universe. I mean, I really want to see him interfere. So Mr. Naruto is not playing around anymore. He releases a buck ton of power, creating like a sand whirlwind around him or something. Until Mr. Mojito says his power is just too much for us. We'll attack and stop his movements. Boruto says, hold on. There has to be another way we can do this. Still thinking about Mia. Mia is irrelevant to this episode. I think she's like done with the whole Boruto thing. Before we attack, we'll try a sealing jutsu. I want to see them attack, because Konohamaru didn't have no hesitation attacking Jugo, especially with that cool slick moves he used against Jugo. But I don't understand this, but he seemingly does not want to attack Mr. Anato. Boruto and Konohamaru use the sealing jutsu against Mr. Anato, and they actually put him in a sealing jutsu. And then he releases a buck ton of power again, and then everybody's just shocked, saying he undid a 2-person sealing jutsu. So the more people you add into a sealing jutsu, it looks like the more powerful it is, something like that. Mitsuki, being slick and fast, enables his signature jutsu, the multiple striking shadow snakes. And he actually manages to restrain Mr. Anato. If he knew this was going to restrain him, why didn't he do this from the beginning? But this is still a filler and non-canon. Until Mr. Anato breaks away, leaving one of his snakes accidentally bite off. I wonder if those snakes go away once they go back in his clothes, or they stay there. If he were to take off his clothes, the snakes will still be there. I just wonder that. And whatever he eats goes to him. I just want to know. All of a sudden, Mr. Anato is electrocuted, like he got struck by lightning. And it's yellow lightning. Usually, any kind of lighting release is blue in the Boruto series and the Naruto series. Until we see Mr. Victor on the other side of the cliff, and he has his search party or his covert op team positioned around the cliff, and they're all electrocuting Mr. Anato with some kind of electrifying gun or something, a wrist gun, until Victor is finally concludes, "You have failed your mission. Go back to Konoha. I regret Mia even hiring you, Konoha Ninja." And then he says, "We will do our utmost to give Anato proper medical treatment." Konohamaru finally says, "We're going back to the village. The mission's done. You failed." The guy gets returned to the R&D company. Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki are all reflecting on the mission and how they failed it so badly. Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki start throwing stones at the water. When Mitsuki throws it, he noticed that he lost control of his hand, and he kind of drops the rock before it even hits the water. And then he peers closely to his hand to see what's going on, and off panel, his eyes kind of widen to. I don't even know what's happening. I think it's because of that snake thing that he ate, or maybe whatever Orochimaru did to him, his synthetic clone thing is wearing off and he's just degrading, I guess. Anyway, he just analyzes his hand/arm. Back at the lab, Victor at the R&D company lab, Victor is talking to the researcher, who says during the search team that Mr. Anato left on had found an item that supposedly the R&D company and Victor have been looking for and really need. And they said in an incident they found the item, but they ended up absorbing the item into their bodies. Victor, and then the researcher comes back and says, "Mr. Anato, we can't take the item that they wanted out of his body," because Victor says, "We need the original after all." Then he says, "Then kill Mr. Anato. He's of no use to us." So they ended up just killing him. He is secretive and suspicious, so I really didn't think that they're gonna give him the medical care they said they were, until the researcher finally says again and reveals, "We believe that someone in the search party stole the item that they were looking for in the first place." Wait, do they mean the search party, Boruto search party, or the original search party? I don't really know. Because Mitsuki, did he really steal the item? He says that we need the original, but that wasn't the original. That was just like a bite of it. I don't know if he's talking about Mitsuki and Boruto and Team 7, or the original search party that they sent out, or the research team they sent out. So Mitsuki, we see back with I don't even know, it's near like a river or something. We see Mitsuki just unconscious screaming, "My arm, my arm." And his body and his arm look like it's starting to decay. Until Mr. Mojito finally reveals, "I know where there's a really skilled doctor," as Boruto, Sarada, and Konohamaru are getting really worried about Mitsuki. And then Mr. Mojito practically takes them out in the middle of nowhere. Like, it looks like a desert. There's nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be found. But once the sand clears in the middle of nowhere, they find a hut where a dark skin with pink lips and purple eyes looks like walks out, and Mr. Mojito introduces her as, "Yeah, this is Dr. Eubina." Until she notices a scratch on Boruto's arm, and all of a sudden she squeezes it with an ironclad tight grip, and causing Boruto to scream it hurts. But when he looks down, he notices the scratch is gone and his wound is healed, revealing that the way she heals people is by inflicting, I don't even know how the process works. She inflicts pain on them and suddenly they're healed. So in order to heal them, she must be hearing them scream, I guess, something like that. She has to inflict pain on them, something along those lines. And she starts to heal Mitsuki immediately. And it's actually working by the looks of it. And near the end of it, she's able to extract the thing that the snake bit off the Mr. Anato. And then all of a sudden, after she's done healing, she passes out. Once she finally wakes up, Team 7 has surrounded her in order to thank her. And she finally sees Mitsuki awake, and she says, "You have a very unique body, of course, since he's like a synthetic being made from Orochimaru." And Mitsuki told him, "My parents, meaning Orochimaru, has told me not to divulge too much about it to others." I wonder if Konohamaru and Team 7 know that he's a synthetic clone. Anyway, she explains, "However, your body has an extremely powerful immune system," and flashes back to the scene where the snake bit Mr. Anato's arm. "A side effect of your immune system rejecting the foreign matter." So even if they took him to the doctor or not, or the medical ninja, it really wouldn't make the difference because his body, his immune system was already rejecting it. This practically means same as Orochimaru, he's immune to toxins and poisons. And she shows Team 7 the thing that she pulled out of Mitsuki. Boruto says, "Isn't it just a piece of wood?" but she says this is no ordinary piece of wood. It's made something with wood style. Wood style only like I think only one person can use wood style now. And isn't that like the Mel Edgy girl, that Genin from the first Boruto series, that academy student, one of Konami's friends? I don't know how she can use it without Hashirama cells or even DNA, but apparently she can she can like combine water and earth style. I don't know. I don't know how it's possible. Whatever. Mr. Anato's change for the worse is due to the wood style. Konohamaru concludes. What if Mr. Anato and his team were looking for their Hashirama cell? So that's what Victor was talking about, the item that the research team had absorbed. So they were looking for the Hashirama cell all along. Why did they even get a Hashirama cell? I don't even know, but until she finally reveals that she has a girl looking just like Mr. Anato in the back that has been unconscious ever since she found him. And then Konohamaru, looking at the girl, says, because it's a cell from none other than the Lord First Hokage. The wood style goes out of control and they ultimately die. So meaning that anybody can use wood style. It's just that technically you can't use it, but anybody can have his cell implanted into them. It's just that they won't be able to control wood style and they ultimately die apparently. Until she still notes that, Mitsuki, you have a powerful immune system. By utilizing your immunity, she might be able to make a cure from this wood style thingy. Because when Mitsuki asks, that means I can return to my mission. She keeps him here just for the cure. She's just gonna be cutting off pieces of his skin just to use his cure. And then when they ask, oh yeah, we need to stop this Hashirama cell from going around, she says, I heard an interesting rumor recently. At the black market, something is selling very expensive. Then we have to go to that black marketplace quick, Boruto says. But she says there's only one black market around these parts. Konohamaru realizes where it is and says this is the worst. In this region, the only black market is in the Land of Silence. Well, I thought they were going to say Land of Silence, because I know Orochimaru, after he left Konoha, made a village all by himself. I don't know how that's possible, but he did. A lawless region where the world's fugitives gather. Did they show the Land of Silence in the Naruto series, I'm wondering? It's a place beyond the reach of Shinobi Authority, meaning that they hate Shinobi, I guess. Well, what can I say about this episode? It was a filler and it was kind of boring. The only interesting part was the little fight scene, I guess. It wasn't even that much of a fight scene. I did see Boruto get kicked in the face. That was interesting. And that was honestly my favorite part. But to be honest, it was just another filler. And I was hoping that since they showed the Kara members in the opening, that they would come with actually some canon content. But of course, Boruto is another filler hub. Anyway, it looks like this is the end of the video. Make sure to subscribe, tune in for more, press that like button if you like this video, press the notification button so you get notified when I post. And also, if you have any other anime or manga reviews you want to see me do, put it down in the comments. And any other video suggestions, put it down in the comments and I'll get to it.